What's up, everybody? Tony Too Much here, and in typical me fashion, I have gotten a lot farther along on a project than I intended before making my intro video. The first video I actually filmed was already partly into the project, and now I'm even further along. So here's my intro. Next project on my Harley Davidson is to make some custom taillights. I have unintentionally started a bit of a heart theme. I got my mirror and my engine cover down here, and wanted to do something different with the taillights. Didn't like anything that was available for sale, at least not within my price range. So I've decided to make something. What I have done is I've taken heart-shaped cookie cutters, filled them with resin, and made up a backing plate with a dual-stage LED running, brake light, tail light, and I'm going to fabricate all that together. So let's get into it. We'll see how I've gotten everything done. At this stage, coming up with the idea for the backing plate. Again, I'm going to have it cut out of metal. And kind of what I'm thinking for now is technically reversed. It'll be on the back. Maybe I should set that up. But basically, I'm going to have just fingers come out and curl around the bar. It'll prevent it from, sliding down at all. And since this is still kind of experimenting, I don't want to drill holes into the bar, at least not yet. So at least for getting prototype 1 off the ground, the idea is that I'll have fingers that will wrap around the bar itself and hold the lights in place. Figuring out what angle, obviously if you just fold something straight around, it's going to bend down at the same time and kind of twist, and I don't want that look. I want it to be nice and flat and straight across. So here's what I've done so far. I just traced out the smallest heart that I'm using, set it on the paper, traced the inner and outer side, taped it in place about as straight as I could get it. This is really just to make sure that this method actually works, and then I'm going to clean it up, stand the bike upright, do it better. But basically just folded it around and kind of tucked it in, drew the line of where in theory that will end, and then just very roughly drew a straight line around. It's not the straightest, like I said. I'm going to come up with a slightly better way to do that. But now, when I pop this off and lay it flat, I'll be able to see what kind of curve or bend I will need in the plate. So in theory, the final product is going to be a piece of metal with this and the fingers curving off, and then some holes for, mounting and running wiring and stuff. That's just sort of the proof of concept. I'm going to do it with the 2 other sizes just so I've got a rough idea. Spared you the measuring and cutting, but basically I just took the shapes, eyeballed, measured out, eyeball really, where I want the height to be, folded them over, traced half of it, kind of sketched out the line, and then folded it in half, cut it arts and crafts style, and then, just put them on. As mentioned in the other video, these videos end up filmed so far out of order that I actually put the bike back together, did a custom paint job, finished up the taillight project, rode into work, and experienced 2 different failures. The first of which was the largest light. The puck actually separated from the lights themselves. I think the glue didn't hold, and it ended up rattling around inside the housing a little bit, and it just severed the wires right off. So I had to order up a new one of those. The other was that I, using these lenses, basically glued them to the backing plate, and 2 out of the 3 glues held very well, and the other one fell off while riding. So I had to go back to the drawing board. Biggest difference that I did this time. So first time around, I wanted this extra space to be able to have the LED sit recessed in there. And that's why I ended up having to pour only a little bit of it and then try gluing it to the backing plate. For this one, I actually did a solid pour, drilled holes, added some threaded inserts, and then used a Dremel and a router bit to actually route out the inside. So now I have a completely solid lens with a pocket for the light. It was allowing, I think, a little bit too much light through just in the center there, and it wasn't really bleeding through to the sides as much as I would have liked to see. So I did try something that I had done with this to try and diffuse the light a little bit better, which was I hit it with some metallic red on the inside. You probably won't really be able to tell It's still all lumpy from the saw. I don't have a way to get it even at the moment. But on this side, it's not bad. We'll show you a light up in a moment. But I was able to salvage all 3 of the backing plates. Got one of the replacement lights that I needed. And I already have all my holes drilled and everything. We'll talk a little bit about how I did that, how I got everything lined up. So now I basically just need to assemble them, rewire this one, and get them back on the sissy bar. Hopefully it goes well. Here we have the almost finished product. You can see right now they're all just off, but there you go, like all 3 of them. Got my holes lined up. Don't judge me, I know that's crooked. But I've got small screws that I can put in on the back side to hold them all together. And don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this one-handed. I probably won't, so let me set this up. There you go. Here we have my running lights and brake light, even brighter. Now, one thing that's really hard to capture in the video is the circle in the middle is very white in the video. It is not that white in real life. It is actually very red, closer to kind of what you can see on the sides of the heart there. But I think they look pretty darn good. So here we have everything all mocked up. As far as the wiring, what I did is basically ran it out and put them in unison. So for instance, down here, I'm gonna end up cutting the sheathing off in this general area, maybe a little bit lower because that's where I did it. We'll measure it out. But cut the sheathing open here and then twist the wire into it, solder it all together, and then wrap it back up with shrink wrap. And then that way, I'm only gonna have the 3 lines running down. I plan on running my ground into the sissy bar itself. And then I've got a 2-pin connector that we're gonna put to actually connect this to the harness. Another out of order video. You can see it's already finished. I won't reveal too much. The backing plates, basically took the piece of paper I had, traced it in a Microsoft Paint style app, converted that to a vector file, gave it to my wife. She has access to a water jet cutter at her work, so she was able to cut them. And then that's where you saw the rest of me assembling this, drilling the holes and all that. Bending the fingers ended up not being as strong as I thought it would be. I didn't really think that through, I guess. It prevents it from sliding down anymore, but it was able to move up. I have used a little bit of this like silicone glue that held pretty well, but I don't know if I put on enough, so I've just caked it back on there again. Once it's cured, I'll clean up the edges so that they're not that ugly, and we'll see how well it holds. So here we have the finished product. It's mounted. I think that might need to be bent a little bit, but I'm gonna need a 3rd hand to do it. So I'm gonna wait right now just to be straightened out a little bit. I got the bar mounted. Got the wiring coming down. It's placed in unison. Comes down, grounds out on the sissy bar right here. I need to snug that up. And then down to my little 2-pin connector. One thing, it's important not to rush things. My original intent was to feed the lead. Not really gonna be able to see without the flashlight. This passes through to the inside of the fender through this bolt hole. I was gonna feed the lead through here, then do all my soldering and connection, because this connector is a little bit too large to squeeze through that gap without like removing the fender essentially, and I'm not trying to get into that right now. So eventually I'll feed this back through, feed it up this way, and then I can kind of keep it tucked in between here. It'll be a little bit cleaner than what's right there. But that's still totally fine. I could still end up heat shrinking that if I want or need to, just to kind of help make it disappear a little bit. But now the moment we've all been waiting for. Bam. There they are, on, running, and brake. All 3 light up, right? Quite see. Yep, all 3 light up. Got a good runner, got a good brake. Got a little bit of the excess glue. I got to kind of clean off the sissy bar just to make that look pretty again. If that was some acetone or something, rubbing alcohol, or just comes off this way. But there we go. custom brake lights on my sissy bar. Going with the heart theme that I have somewhat unintentionally created on the bike. And I'm happy. I think it looks damn good. Let me know what you think in the comments.